Good morning. Welcome to Sunday morning coffee. Welcome to my research corner, as it has been for the last day or so, well, or ever. I have a shawl on today as a sense of class, as I have been appreciating fashion, fabric styles, which I will soon go into, as I was losing my mind yesterday researching 17th century men's clothing. It was quite the time. It was quite the time for the changing of fashion. Um, yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm on time and everything. Guinea pigs are typing. They have waited. They wait, I think, till they hear my voice. They're like, "Oh, she's here. We can start typing now." Um, where do I begin? I've got a million things to talk about today. So apologies for last week, by the way. So I wasn't here last week, and I cancelled sort of half an hour before the show. Got an unflattering shadow there. This is why I've got a shawl, so I can just do that. Yeah, last week I felt okay, and I went, "Oh my lord, Dave, what are you doing?" um, where are we? So yeah, I went up to get up, and I went to say something to Andy on the stairs, and went, and I entirely lost my voice. And I'm glad that I didn't reschedule, because part of me thought it'll be back by the evening, because I had loads to talk about, because I was all pumped from Hammerhead, and my voice didn't come back till like Wednesday or something. And I've been very ill. I've still got the edge of it, mostly just being tired though, rather than anything else. Um, but I've been very frustrated, obviously, just having so much time off, being ill. I'm gonna stop being ill. It's rubbish. So I've been like, I got all my pizzazz back, and then I'm like, I'm stuck in this body. So I've kind of the last few days gone on one basically, um, and I've been a bit of a beast, but also making sure that I don't overdo it. Probably. So I don't know where to start. I should probably begin with the scandal. I think. Oh yeah, I figured out that I could whistle, so I was whistling to Andy in sort of upward beats or sad, like it's like a bit of a R2D2. Yeah, so something wild happened this week. You may need to sit down for this. It was quite scandalous, and on Women's Day of all days, I got shushed. I got shushed. I think it took me 3 days to get over that. Probably because I was ill, so I was being very petty. But I got shushed. Me, a day after I just got my voice back, I got shushed. I was chatting to somebody in my office, one of my office neighbours, for 4 minutes. 4 minutes as he popped in to pass me a parcel. And then my office neighbour came in and went, "Can you keep it down, because we've got a meeting and we can't actually hear ourselves talk." And I never want to be mean, so I was very shooketh. I went, "Oh no, I'm a horrific problem neighbour." And then after she's gone, it's like, it's just two people talking. You've got like six people talking in there. What? So then I spent the rest of the week going, "Shush me, shush me, oh, shush me. How dare anybody shush me?" But I'm sure I'll get over it. But it was quite funny that was where I decided to put my rage. But then yeah, I was like, come in my office. I could have been in a meeting. I could have been in a meeting. Hey, Andy's in the chat. Andy's heard a lot this week about the shushing. Shush me. Women's Day. Outrageous. I don't think I'm very loud and unruly. Sometimes I am, but I was talking about, what was I talking about? The different labels for sending things. But it was too loud and unruly for our office. Oh yeah, then I kind of thought, am I troublesome? Like the cheap offices where you enter via the bins. I think if you're gonna have a very, very serious meeting, you should probably pay more and go somewhere a bit nicer, probably. Yeah. But yeah, shushing me. But yeah, I'll try and not overreact and remain friends with my neighbours. I don't really know them, that's the thing. Whereas the last one, um, the last the last place, I knew all my neighbours because we kind of like said hello and stuff. But yeah, so yeah, I'm only joking mostly in case they watch this and they're like, oh no, because that's what they do. They'll go and watch my show. But yeah. Daniel says when my pet your butt would start saying Venga Boys just loud enough. It may have happened. It may have happened. But yeah, shush. Anyway, that was the scandal of the week. Shushed. Various people got messages going, I've just been shushed. I've just been shushed. So I can cross off the shush from here. The shush. We got Hammerhead. Yes, so Hammerhead was wicked, and it obviously took my voice away. But it was nice to have a wander around Hammerhead. I was really ill, and I did think I'm not going to make it. And then I felt perkier on the day, and I've been ill long enough. It's like I'm not gonna kill anyone with my own illness, surely. So I did go to Hammerhead. Um, as soon as I got there, I thought, oh, I feel quite dizzy actually. So I overdid it, of course. So I was there most of the day, sort of just chatting to people. Saw a bunch of you, so that was really cool. And actually being able to chat's always nice. So I like going to the I'm looking at Dave again. I like going to the Newark shows because they're easy for me to get to. And I can actually take time to chat to people and have a look around at the games and all that sort of thing. So that was really nice. Anything of note? Nobody shushed me there. Or they did after I'd gone. Or they did it in their head. They were like, when will she go away? The shush. The game of What Cowboy was ace. I didn't play it, but I looked at it and it looked cool. And I did put my little stuffed guinea pig on there. But that got me quite inspired. Some of the tables got me quite inspired actually for just scenery, just like games that look really nice, rather than this sort of like just lumps of terrain. Andy. So comparing those I know it's different because they're demo participation sort of thing, but I like building the worlds. And when things like Warhammer, it's like put 6 lumps of terrain and we'll mostly ignore it. It's just a bit soulless. So like the more things, which ties in that we've been playing The Walking Dead, which we'll be playing again this afternoon, and we're building up the collection of things to be able to just build this just this really nice post-apocalyptic world that you navigate through rather than just card tokens and stuff like that. I forgot to say actually to Andy, I've got some photos. There was a board that was there at the last Hammerhead as well, and it was a huge board of mega apocalypse land, and it was wicked. And that was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. All like the storage containers and all the graffiti on them and bits of overgrown parks and all that. And that's really nice. I just realised my voice is still croaky. So how the heck was I so loud? It wasn't loud. Yeah, that sort of thing I really like. That's actually indirectly leads me to Renedra have released or have announced. I think it's for Salute that they're putting up plastic storage containers and pallets, wooden pallets. And you get 2 containers, and it's something like 3 or 4 pallets for a tenner. And whilst I've been clearing out the the plastic that we stock, I'm keeping Renedra. So we will be stocking those. So, so keep an eye out for those because they look wicked. You can just stack. Oh my lord! What? They test me. That's Carol eating something she shouldn't be eating. That's getting confiscated. I was a couple of minutes late this morning because I had to count my mice. There they are. They're in this little pile here. Oh, yeah. When you've got to count your mice, it's never a good start to the day. I always get up and go, pigs all alive, yep, apart from when they're not. But I like to check first thing, get that out of the way. They're all okay, yep. The mice are a bit harder because they tunnel, so you very rarely see them all at once. But they have started. They change where their nests are. So at the moment, their nest's right by the glass, so I can see them all. The last 2 days, I've seen a stack of 5 mice, and there should be 6. And I've been told that they cannibalise. So if one of them does die, they'll just eat the other away. So I searched just as about 10 o'clock. I was like, I'm just gonna look. I'm just gonna look. So sort of grubbling my hands. They were seeing like the claw, grabbling around, going, I don't know, maybe she's just been outcast or something. And I thought I'd searched everywhere and there were no warm patches or anything. I'm like, I think I've only got 5 mice now. And then I looked back in the little home bit and there were 6 of them, like, hello. So I don't know what they're doing. Definitely 4 pigs making the noise of 20 pigs, the carnage of 20 pigs. So I haven't even had a sip of the coffee yet. That's how mad it's been. Also, these are awful. These do not work. So when my guy has been like, "Oi." I'm sure the good ones work, but I thought that might help for just some posing. It does not. The springs in the joints don't work. When you come down, find 12 mice, 3 rats, and a lamb. Yeah. Like all the creatures I should have? I think so. I found an app in my research yesterday called Pose It, which is amazing. It's a I checked Andy's still there. He's made himself known in the chat, but it could be a guinea pig. It could be Dave actually on his computer pretending to be Andy. What am I doing? Pose It is a wicked app. You basically get a digital guy and you can change to different digital peoples. So I had a digital lady, and then you can just like rotate, twist, and make your own person. And it's the legs fell off. Good quality £3 there though, so that's okay. Maybe I can do more now the legs fell off. Might have to make some horrific spider creature. But a good thing about what's it? A good thing about what's it? That app is you can. So now the legs come off. I did spend too long sort of rotating the legs back into itself and stuff. But the app's really good. The only downside is that it's I can't have it on my tablet because it's Windows, and I'm sure there's ways around it. But I was wise, and I thought I could spend all day messing about with this app, and I've got a lot of research to do. So I've kind of paused on the app, but it was ace. So I'd highly recommend it to anyone who just wants to work out pose stuff, because you can do now with this rubbish one. But yeah, you can just move bits around. You can make their necks really long. I wasn't doing that because I was trying to do, because I thought just so I can get a better reference to sort of show you, so it makes more sense than my sketches. So I might use it in the future once I've got time to sort of mess about with it. But it was quite fun. I liked it. I wonder if you could put like a thing on it where it stops beyond normal human capabilities or something. Because yeah, I did end up just putting all their legs all over the place. But yeah, that was fun. So Pose It, it's free. So if you want to mess about with some digital mannequins, there we go. I have coffee today in this mug. This is my new favourite mug, which Mum will be happy about. Thank you, Mum. Any pigs want to cause trouble while I'm having a sip? Yeah, you could use Hero Forge with a naked character. I did ponder that actually as well, but then it's too tempting to end up just making Hero Forge figures. But I did ponder if that would be an option. I was like, that's a thing where you can pose. I thought there'd be more stuff really where you could just pose a mannequin. It is coffee, I swear. In a beer mug. What have we got? I've got loads of stuff. I've got things to show you. I'm going to show you what Snurg's been working on. Dun dun dun. Because I've got some wicked photos of those. So just a content. Seems we're already 15 minutes in. If you're like, what is she going to talk about? talk about the community miniatures I've been working on, and talk to you about International Women's Day, talk about my Kickstarter, and talk about my new methods of growing some of my plants at the end because I have a captive audience and I have to bore people. So, community miniatures. Community miniatures. It's been 2 years. 2 years ago, I had this wicked idea, and we were all going to vote for a miniature. Shuffle up here. So when people always go, "Honey, make this figure," and I go, "I can't because it's a one-off figure, so it won't sell as well, and I've got to do loads of research for one figure that won't make me any money." So I went, "But I want to do that. I want to do these single figures. They don't have to have a range attached to them each time. I want to spotlight the named, characters, women from history." So I came up with community miniatures, and I was stoked about it. I think it was it was somewhere in lockdown anyway. Who knows when lockdown was anymore? I don't know. And I thought, yeah, this is great. You put some money in, and then you vote, and then we reach the target, like those blue pizza things. It doesn't distract from Kickstarters because it's like an ongoing Kickstarter with no end. And we can get each other learning. We can chat. We can, if you want, you vote for the miniature that the lady that you want as a miniature, means that you can educate each other, and it's like this whole community thing, and everyone gets involved. And if you want your character to win, then you kind of spam Baggy's Cave with like, "This woman was so cool, look at all these things she did," and it's just like, haha, tricking people into learning at the same time. And it was ace, and it is ace. And then then I just hit a wall with it and was unable to do anything in my brain. And it's a rubbish excuse of where there's children watching. So it's a very rubbish excuse. And I think if I saw someone else using the excuse, I'd be like, "That's no good. You've got to make those minis. They've paid for those minis." And that is exactly what's been in my brain most nights as I'm lying awake at 3 o'clock going, "I need to do the community miniatures." I think partly because it went big really quick. I didn't expect it to go as big. So I had initially it was 6 that I had to do. Um, and for some reason, I was clearly in the wrong mood. But I did all this research on Zenobia, put my sketch up, put my information up, and I think most people said it was wrong in some way, which is fine because that's the point of the project. That's the point. Um, but I was in the wrong mood, and I was just like, "Well, I obviously suck." And I remember I deleted it, and then that just caused the wall in my brain where I was just like, "No, can't." And obviously, with being ill a million times, having all the running of Bad Squiddo, it's just been this background thing that I'm like, I need to do it, but I physically can't start on it. I just can't get my brain into doing this, and there's always something else more sort of pressing. Um, and it definitely became a big thing. And then I started promising, then I started promising that I wouldn't do a Kickstarter until I'd done the community miniatures, um, which I am sticking to. So I did the tree pen because that was entirely different. It was it was a thing from Bristol. It wasn't, it's not taking a sculptor away from the community miniatures to do that because it was already there. Tree pen didn't count. Um, at the start of the year, I went, right, I'm going to do a vampire Kickstarter, but I cannot do it till I've done these community miniatures. And I appear to work well under a deadline. So the Kickstarter is due to start in 10 days, and I hadn't done anything with the community miniatures. So I was looking for an excuse to sort of stay at home yesterday, but work, because obviously I've had loads of time off, so I want to catch up. So I was very good. I'm on it. So Friday, cleared the living room, did all the chores around it, including pig chores. So there is nothing that can distract me. I got all the books out Friday night. I skimmed not all of the books because they that's a section. And then I can't remember how I did count at one point, but I have probably hundreds of books. Specifically, yeah, easy. Specifically on women in history. So I've kind of amassed this library, and there's stuff where you'll see in the background, you're like, but she's never done minis on that. And it's either things I'm interested in, or might do at some point, and I've seen it in a book pile somewhere, or Abe books or something. So they're kind of there ready for when I need them. So I went through them all to pick out which books are going to be relevant for this. So it's not overwhelming of there's loads of books. So, right, we'll pick out the ones that have got them, and then I skimmed through them, through where it's like the index, because a lot of them, they're not so much books on the one person, they're sort of compilation books. So there's one, for example, Women Who Ruled. So I skimmed through them, found the pages where the people were mentioned, put my little tabs in, and then each book on the front's got a little who's inside. So it's Zenobia and Eleanor of Aquitaine. Toosh. Yeah, so every time Dave Lanchester finds a book about women in history, put that to one side for Annie. He did for a bit, and then I just kept going, yeah, got it. Got it. Edwin in the group posted one that I didn't have yesterday, and he runs Diplomat that books. So he instantly sold me a book yesterday. So yes. I realised a lot of my books are World War II. I need to do more World War II things. There's obviously a lot more written on World War II because there's photos and it's, all that sort of thing. So I did this with all the books that were relevant. So I wouldn't get up and go, what? So I'm really proud of myself that I hacked my own brain, basically. So yeah, it was all ready. It was all set up, this zone. I've got just here, I posted it in Baggy's Cave, but just here, I've got post-it notes with the name of each one on, so they're looking at me. And then on the bookcase, the staircase there, that's where they go when they're finished. That's the done pile, basically. So they're still there as reminders that I've done something, done some things. So that was all set up. I had all the things, everything charged. I still need to use phone and computer, but I put all the blocks on the social media and stuff as well. So it was entirely, I'm really proud of that. She's like, no, Annie, your brain is not going to beat you because you're going to do these community miniatures and you will enjoy it. And you promised. And as soon as I say promise, I'm like, oh, I can't let the people down. Just in case you're thinking, well, why are you doing it if you hate it so much? I don't. This is the part of the job that I like the most. This is my favourite. The researching, learning, telling, feeding this information back to you. It's like the whole point of Bad Squiddo. I love it. But occasionally I'll just get something stuck in my brain that's like, you can't do it. It's called like an impossible task. And it was like, you have to do it, so therefore you can't do it. Yeah, so like you can't do it. Which is so mad. So yeah, what we're going at? Yeah, so it's like I just can't do it. But I know that I will once I get into it. It's just that whole like just can't. I know some people will not get it and other people will go, oh yeah. So it was definitely the impossible task. Oh no, my less cool t-shirt underneath. There we go. So yeah, I love it, and I had a wicked day yesterday researching. I spent all day doing it. From not all day. I let myself have a little lie in because I am poorly, so it was something like 10 a.m. till 9 o'clock at night or something. And then I cleansed my palate with some South Park. So I need to just not. I need to not my eyes. And I got 2 done. And my goal was to get 6 done, but I have no regrets because I did them properly. That was also why I'd put it off because I kept thinking I can't dip into tasks. I have to just do loads of one thing at once. I have to get my brain into that sort of notion. So that's another reason because I thought I can't just do a bit of research here and there. I need to just sit and be in it. So when I finished the first one, which was Harriet Tubman, I did think that okay, I can do the write-up on her later and just move on to the next one. I went, no, Annie, this is not going to work. You have to finish each one absolutely and have the sketch and all of that. So just getting 2 done. The research took me way longer than expected, but that's because I got really into it, and it was because I wanted to make it right. And yeah, no regrets. So it's going to take me a bit longer. I'm aiming to get 1 done today. It might end up being 2, but 1 is the target for today, and that'll be free. I'm going to phone the sculptor once I've got the 6, maybe with just the first 3 though. I'm going to phone the sculptor in the week just to go through them all, and because he's got a jumble of notes and sketches and stuff. And I like phoning him now and again, so I can just say, look, this is what we're doing here. Give him some enthusiasm about the characters, the people. and you can get a start on that, and then I've just got the other 3 to do. But I'm going to have them done before this Kickstarter is launched. It doesn't mean the sculpts will be done, but it means that anything I have to do is done before the Kickstarter, which I think is a good compromise. And Alan's fairly quick as well, but it means that I'm then not, the Kickstarter isn't taking away from this community miniatures project. Because I want to make it up to you that it's been so long, and I want it to get back on track because it's ace. So all I said at the start was like, I had this wicked idea and all this. It was ace. It is an ace idea, and I want it to last as long as Bad Squiddo lasts, which hopefully is forever. This is what I want to do. It is entirely my passion. Brain died again. Brain died again. So I want to catch it up, so it's less of a, it's a thing, and then we can kind of do one a month, and it can be a bit more chilled. I added up because a lot of people have been paying monthly on it. I have been saying if you want to stop, I won't be offended. I won't be offended, but you keep going. So it means that while I haven't been looking, we've unlocked them up to number 14. So there's 14 miniatures to do. I think we voted for 7 because I'm pretty sure that we voted for Boobalina, but I haven't got her on my list. But I need to check back through the group. So that's another 7 so 14 is the one we're now on the total for, and we've gone up to 70. Gone up to 13. So yeah, it feels like 40 because if you think about how long it is to research each one, it's like ooh. So I want to kind of get through them. So yeah, I don't encourage anyone to put fresh money in there just to let it calm down just for a bit. And then it can just be an ongoing project. And I just think it's such a great idea. And I had so much fun yesterday, and I'm going to have more fun today because I am a big old nerd. Surprisingly, as I'm sure some of you are, So I was thinking, I was like, I used to keep an art blog for fun, and I don't think I even like shared it around because it was before Twitter and stuff. But I used to just write up art reviews on my little like Tumblr or something. And I looked back at that not long ago, and I was like, yeah, I did that. That was like quite in depth, like mini essays and things. So writing 2 mini essays yesterday actually felt awesome. I was like, this is great. I really had fun. And it helps get the information stuck in your brain as well, because you can do that and then so yeah, you absorb the information, but it's very easy to forget it, and I'm always forgetting stuff. So it looks like sometimes when I'm talking about something like women in history, I'm like, she doesn't know what she's going on about. I'm like, I do. It's all there. It's just all disintegrated again. I absorbed it all and it disintegrated. And so why it's like hot in the mind, it's like, let's type it back out into any language. So all that stuff, the Harriet and Julie stuff yesterday, it was all my own typing. It's not, taken from anywhere. It's my own from my notes, which I will pan down, show you some of my notes in a bit. But yeah, there's various notes, sketches, sketch of there. Hey. Other bits and bobs. So, writing stuff all over the place. So it was ace. I got to write some little essays, talk about why the design is, and they're not set in stone at the moment. So blur. So if there's any bit where you're like, oh no, what are you doing? She wouldn't have had that. Let me know. I'm in a much better frame of mind now. So Zenobia. So I put the information up for Harriet Tubman and Julie Daubigny. I won't go too much into them because it will make the show run over. But you look on Maggie's Cave of Post, and there's a blog, and you can follow the blog. So it's something like badsquiddogames.wordpress.com. There's a link here where that's the one place for keeping up to date with all of the community miniature stuff. And I am really embarrassed that it's been 2 years, and I'm really shocked that nobody's told me off during this time. So it is a good testament to you all being ace and kind of understanding stuff. But I really want to make it up to you, and once I get them out, I'm gonna do something. I don't know what. Maybe if it's just a bonus figure for people that have supported it previously or something like that. But yeah, I want to get back on track and it not be a thing, and it to be actually a really cool thing. And it means it's like this the regular releases then as well. So when there's things that aren't really happening, it's between Kickstarters or big releases or something, it's just a nice little thing. And if there's somebody that's been in the news lately and you're like, that's it's kind of brought her back to daily conversation, then you can pick it for a mini to be made of her and keep it kind of relevant. I think that's really cool. I was going to go through just a little brief of this stack of books that are here. What we got? So we got Zenobia. Oh yeah, so Zenobia. When I said at the start, I got all disheartened because you all told me it was wrong. I'm immune to it now. I'm immune. I'm over it. I think I scared you all though, because I posted it yesterday in Becky's Cave and said, please tell me what was wrong, because I remember there being quite a few bits, and it wasn't just like your drawings crap. It was there were some poignant bits that I was just at the time like, because I think I was stressed that this thing was supposed to be a small side project, and I thought I'd ticked one off, and then by people saying it was wrong, I was like, I still haven't even done one. So that was why. But now I think I've scared you out of critiquing everything, because you're like, oh no, she's a bomb liable to go off. So you're all now like, no, it's great, Emmy, it's great. I've had a few people on there so far with stuff where I'm like, yep, that's all fine, because I'm going to start researching Zenobia again, basically. It means I'll just skim through bits that I've already read, because I did a lot of research on her. And I know that I wanted her in Arbor, and I think... oh god, that sounds so ill. I definitely wanted her in armor, but now I'm like, maybe she doesn't have to be in armor. Someone mentioned the is it Angus McBride? My name recollection sucks. Angus McBride, which I have here. Yeah, someone said, can't you use the Zenobia from there? And I saw another company not too long ago straight up lift an Angus McBride. And they even posted the picture. They weren't, secretive about it. She was a Palmyran queen. She was an ace. Yeah, it was that one. And I thought, I don't think you can do that. And then somebody else said, oh yeah, you can, he's dead. Like, yeah, that doesn't mean something's copyright free. So I don't like just copywriting anything. Just taking someone's art basically, unless like some of the older bits that we've done, like Brunhilde, where it's entirely public domain. Then that's fine. There are some cool bits in here, and to be fair, I would heavily base it on. I don't know if she's in this book. She must be on the Zenobia, because he does the one of her paraded through the streets, which is definitely not historical. Oh my god, the boiler! The boiler is making haunted noises at the moment as well. I think it's just going to explode and kill me, so I should probably get the minis done beforehand. But yeah, I don't like just lifting anything. If it's turned out it was in public domain, I would be very tempted to just go, let's just do that one, because that works. But yeah, we'll see. But that's why I was confused, because I was then Googling last night, like not Tim Newick, Angus McBride copyright and stuff, and didn't find anything to say that it was fair game, basically. So I'm like, nah. So yeah, please look on Becky's Cave and tell me where I've gone wrong with Zenobia. We got. Sorry, I feel so ill again. That's since I've been talking so loudly, like I am. So, community miniatures. I'm just going to quickly go through the stack of books that I've got. So, because occasionally someone will go, "Oh, if you thought that's historically accurate because you've read it on BuzzFeed," like, yeah, no, I don't research anything at all. I just look at top 10 cool women on BuzzFeed. So various women have got various different size stacks of books, just depending on what I've got. None are just the books. I've also crossed with various internet things. Julie was largely internet research yesterday. I was on V&A Museum looking at. That's why I was like, ooh, looking at fabrics. But yeah, briefly. So we've done Tubman. So I didn't have much of quality. Oh no, I do, because I've got various books. I've got different people on them. So the ones that were just had Tubman in was this terrible book, but it's good for kids, I think. Like I said before, I have a variety of books, from heavy research to colouring in books, because you might get something in there. So this is one where it was like a take with a pinch of salt book, because it's quite sensationalized, just to make stuff sound really cool. But I like reading different bits and then cross-referencing them, going, well, you said it was that, but this one says it's that. So this is good if you've got like a teen or something. It's a good book. It's like an intro. So that was the Tubman. Also, there's like this is interesting for design. Like looking at colouring books, because they're very simple drawings, but they've also got this just little. So there's your Harriet. Whee! And there's just a bit of info on there. Also seeing how people just do a quick write-up of someone as well. This was the best book. This book is ace. Kids' book, Cooking Jumping Off Point. Yeah, like horrible histories. I love horrible histories. So they were the specific Harriet books. So they're done with now. And then what else have we got? So just so you have a little idea of what I'm looking through, as well as the internet. So English Costume of the Middle Ages, that's for Eleanor. I love these old print books. I've got one of the shops, Anita Books, that shows she has a lot of those costumey books. I won't throw them because there's going to be loads of whack noises. But yeah, so I've got costume books. Mega Eleanor book that I'm not going to read before doing Eleanor, but it means I can skim and get some info. 5 Renaissance Wonders, that's got Eleanor, and also some others that you will recognise from Bad Squiddo range. Oh, Fenris has a huge historical costumes book. What else? I'm going to mix all my stacks up now doing this. That was The Women Who Ruled. That's got Zenobia and Eleanor in it. A lot of these are like, top 20 women or whatever. But I always buy them when I see them, because there might be somebody in there. It's how the whole Soviet range started, because I was looking at one of these. In fact, it was in this book. I was looking at one of these and saw something about Pavlichenko and went, oh, she's cool. And then went down the rabbit hole. Ooh, what's this? Yeah. To show the t-shirt off. It looks civilized. So, of course, Women Warlords, Tim Newick. It's got Eleanor and Zenobia in it. Sorry about that. And I do like looking at how other people have portrayed, in terms of their own drawings, because it's quite interesting. Like, sometimes someone will do something, and then the next person to research will see it and go, oh, that's cool, I'm putting it in that. And something will get carried along for absolutely no reason. And then it also becomes like lore, which is quite cool. Ratty, are these library, Amazon bookshop, charity shop finds, or have you had them a while? I've been building my library. I can't tilt this enough to show you the rest of it. I've been building this library since I started, since before Bad Squiddo, because I was interested in it, but then it became a obsession. So I've got quite a lot. So these are books that I've already got. I did buy there's a Zenobia book specifically for this, but everything else is just from what I've got. So I've got such a vast collection that most women will be covered somewhere in this, which is ace. Where I've got them from is a mix of things like charity shops, a ton from Dave Lanchester, any secondhand bookshop, I'm all over it. Some of them from new bookshops, even places like Waterstones, where I've just kind of wandered in and gone, oh, I haven't seen that one before. I pretty much just buy, if I see anything about specifically women in history, I tend to just buy it. Go, it's fine, it's not me buying it, it's Bad Squiddo, so it's acceptable. So where else have I got them from? Yeah, so trade shows, trade show books. You can always see me there, go flicking through all the treasures. Amazon, unfortunately. Although most of them are from the third-party Amazon people, so it's not as bad. So I try and get them secondhand rather than new. Also, just feel like they exist, rather get them if they're, someone else has had them. And then there's the other ones, which apparently are owned by Amazon, so you can't win anyway. A Books, Diplomat Books, Edwin's shop. What was the other one? Another of those big online ones, not Abe, but another similar sort of one. So yeah, sometimes if I'm bored, I haven't done it for ages, I'll kind of skim through those sort of Abe book places. You can get books for like 50p plus £3 shipping, and I'll just buy things that I've no idea if it's a decent book, but I'll see what it's like. So I've got a few sus self-published books where I'm like, I don't think this is accurate. So, my selection. So yeah, these ones I've picked out that do feature these 6 ladies. This book is wicked. I think this was one of the first books I got when I started Bad Squiddo, and it's nice. It's nice. So it's got Zenobia, Harriet, and Eleanor in there. Ooh, a tripler. This, which I have marked because I just grabbed it from my bedroom because I've been reading it, but I think it might have Eleanor in there. A nice little flappy. There's just so, once you discover how many books there are on women in history, it's mad. We got this one, Nasty Women of History. And these are good sort of like coffee table books because you just skim through them and go, I know about you, I know about you. So it's got loads. It's like 2 pages per person. I think, oh yeah, museum gift shops as well. I definitely got that one from the Royal Armouries. I think definitely. Good old Jason, Rejected Princesses. You'll be aware of that. It's got 3 of them. That's the only one that's got Julian. So the rest was internet. This book's ace. You'll know him from online, but then opens on her. And he does a lot of research into what they look like. Again, you take it with a pinch of salt because you can't fully research all of them. Like witches. And these books are ace, and also just really nice to read. They're just presented really well, and has lots of bullet points, in there. So that's a classic book. If you haven't got that, that was an ace one. Yeah, Elizabeth Bathory is she's one I'd like to do as a community figure. A historic costume book for everyone. And it's got a CD, but I'm not going to use a CD. But again, it's just got all these old prints, and I love them. So occasionally I'll put them on my Amazon wish list, and some of you lot have bought me some of these as well, because I know this one was from Phil. Because he sent me it and then said nerd. So again, that's just a handy flick through, because the internet can be amazing, but it can be so unreliable with, say, like just bad things being copied everywhere. So someone will make an error, and then that error gets copied onto the next one, and then So I do like to cross reference. This is a wicked book. I think I got this from the Royal Armoury. I can't remember. Also could have been a wish lister. But it's presented so well. It reminds me of school books, and I used to nerd. The DK. It reminds me of the DK books. So it's just got loads going on, loads of little bits, and it's not boring. There's loads of little bits to get through. It's not specifically people. It's more just say like women in different roles and things like that. But this book's ace. So yeah, that one. This funny one, again, so it's just Zenobia, and it's got a million different pictures of folds, all the different folds. That's how I come up with the fold that I did on the Zenobia one, but then it was wrong. Yeah, so we also like ancient Egypt there. Woo. So yeah, it's a little costumey book. This is a classic. We're all in classical world. That's a really good book. It's obviously got Zenobia in it. And Empress Zenobia, she's got a whole book. There we are. I think that's the stack for this lot. Stack. Oh, the mice, sleepy mice. As well as what is it? Crossing yeah, catching up with her now. Yeah, then crossing over with the internet. So I was mostly for Julia Daubigny. I was looking all over at 17th century men's dress, and there is a painting which I believe is in the fair game world, because it's 1901 or 1910. I think I need a nap. I need a nap. I got too excited. Um, but that book, that picture, I then pretty much what's the word? Not debunked because it's still a wicked picture, but I discovered that throughout that period, basically, fashion changes like every 5 to 10 years, really drastically. That was kind of when they were like big cravat, no cravat, big trousers, small trousers. So that was really interesting and took up way longer than I expected yesterday. Um, or yeah. So I was quite chuffed with the conclusion I came to in the end, and that was wicked. Looking through like the Victoria and Albert collections online, and all their different slides and things like that. So I do things in a lot of depth, because if you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly. And it's too easy to just see a picture and go copy that, sculptor. So I like to be a bit more nuanced, maybe in depth. Oh god, sorry, I'm rushing through because I'm like, there's so much to talk about. Hey, that's nice. So, that's only the top bit. I'll briefly go into International Women's Day. It was International Women's Day. That was a grump. Thanks everyone who liked my post, because I was like, I should just do a nice post. I was like, there's no point doing a surface. You don't get surface level here. So thanks everyone who appreciated that. And I do mean it. Everyone who's kind of supported this, it's meant double than a chap. And I didn't do the sale this year because I thought, why in order to appreciate me, a woman's work on making women figures, do I need to lower my value? I thought I should probably add to it for Women's Day. Like whatever the pay gap is. Oh my lord, what's that bird just fell down there? Might have been hunting. Or a big leaf. Or something falling out of Andy's room. Could have been a pig. Got all 4 pigs. Yes. So yeah, Women's Day was there. Then I got grumpy as well because normally the shop goes mental on Women's Day because I have so many. I usually do the free fact and the free shipping. This year I was like, no, I've done enough things recently. People should just buy to support. And then got one order on Women's Day, and then I was like, oh. But then when I woke up, a few of my posts had gone a bit viral, and I had some pretty tasty orders from people obviously never heard of me that the posts had reached. So I was like, yes, it worked. We got Kickstarter. There's a Kickstarter coming in 10 days. I was still in shock from Shushgate. Exactly. It's been a week. Shushed on Women's Day. Yeah, I said it's illegal to shush a woman on Women's Day, but if you're a man, if you're a woman, it's betrayal. It's like betrayal. It means that they probably can hear me when I'm singing to music, though. If it was that, I would have minded, but like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't be singing to music so loudly in my office. Let's chat. Kickstarter is in 10 days, apparently. Who knew? I've got loads of sculpts. I've been setting up. I'm really chuffed that I finalised the design for it. I think it looks really good aesthetically. It's like dark reds, almost sort of creamy, and a bit gold, and obviously black, because it's all vampire. So we've got some wicked vampire stuff. I've sent it off for approval, so it means I've done a chunk of it. I never send it for approval when it's finished. What would you do that? I make it because I don't think anyone goes through it unless it flags anything. I think it's just a robot. So as long as it looks fairly decent, I've got pledges, I've got some text, some pictures. So send it for approval, and then I continue to work on it because it says 3 days, but it's been up to 2 weeks before. So technically, it could even be too late. But they're saying now that it's not that long. So we'll find out. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Got plenty of time, she says. So it's the 21st. I'm going, you're going to approve Kickstarter? Tweet at them. Kickstarter, I'm ready to approve. So that's been sent off. We've got a whole bunch of bits for that. As soon as it approves, you get that link. So I can start spamming the link everywhere. Which I just remembered I was doing in my dream last night, which is bad times. But we got a whole ton of stuff. I was really excited about the pug. The pug is the vampire lord or vampire lady, Poppy, and I liked the dark idea that you're a vampire hunter, you're somewhere. Yep, there's all vampire horror, but there's bits you can use for others like general pulp and fantasy in there as well if you don't do horror. But yeah, you're some sort of hardened, Van Helsing type, and you've been planning for this your whole life. You're like, yeah, gonna take down the head vampire, end this once and for all, and then you get there and you find out it's just this pug going. You're like, oh, just have to end it. Just got a stake through its heart, and it'll all end. And it's just there, like. You're like, fine, vampires can rule. It's fine. I can't kill that. No way. I'll retire. Don't worry. I'll be a vampire. There you go, pug. Go on. Pug like that. Because apparently I can't take anything seriously. So let's do it all serious. Nope. And I've got some wicked stuff for that. Shane's finishing off the last few bits. We've got a whole bunch already. I will show you what Joe has been up to. Snurg in the comments there. He's been sculpting for me. And he sculpted my favourite thing. Ghouls. So you can't quite see, but you get the gist because it's on the phone. Unghoul. I can't see what she's got. Is it a bit of flesh or it looks a bit like a brain? It's a brain. Very swampy sorts. This is so they've got content warning for ghoul nipple. Ghoul nipple. Was this Kickstarter an excuse to get more ghouls? No. Yes. Another ghoul nipple. See, I always say that the minis are wearing what they choose to wear, and I don't think ghouls particularly care about modesty or anything. So it almost seems weirder to me when sort of monsters do have these precise, like, genital coverings and stuff. Like, they don't care. A ghoul's not there going, oh, my bum's out. Oh, I can't be seen eating dead babies with my bum out. So they're allowed some nudities there. So yeah, I'll break the internet with those. Although my other two, I've got 3 ghouls so far, and 2 of them I've got both boobs out and are eating babies. I'm not sure what to do about those because I really like them, but they are a bit controversial because they're eating babies. And apparently you can eat adults but not babies. So I know there's a few people not happy with them. But I want to put them in the Kickstarter as add-ons, but I don't want to put people off and go, we thought she was cool, but like new people that find me and I'm like, hey, we're all politically correct and nice and PG, and then there's just these ghouls like full on baby chomping. So I don't know if to put just like a little link to them or just not overthink it and just put them in there. I'm not sure, but they are. If you'll notice, I never really post them anywhere. I'm not ashamed of them. I know that they upset some people, and I'm like, I don't know about it. They're like the dark secret of Squiddo. I've got baby ghoulie babies. But yeah, I am a ghoul fanatic, and I do have the world's largest collection of ghouls that I've self-declared because there's no way anyone's got more ghouls than I have. And yeah, ghouls are always chomping on bits of people and pulling their bones out and having like a big chicken leg of people. And mine are eating a baby. And everyone was like, "We draw the line. We draw the line," which I kind of get. Everyone's got their own line for stuff. But yeah, I overthink and then I take things personally. I'm like, "Oh no, I've ruined everything. I'm a monster." Oh yeah, the marshmallow peeps dolls. Not really. That. um, show stuff ghouls. I've got written there. I have shown the ghouls. Do you like them? I like them very much. Thank you, Joe. So he's putting some puddle bases on them at the moment. I don't know who's going to paint them yet. Actually, I might send them to Amy. We should do some good ghouls, good ghoul action. My main chap John's got the brunt of it, the brunt of painting. Where are we at? Zombie Annie. I'm saving Zombie Annie. She's a secret, but she is so cool. There's a Zombie Annie that's going to be I think should be a stretch goal in there. Piglets, behave. They like causing like traffic jams in there. Yeah, there's a Zombie Annie in there. It's ace. Have I got any more things to show you other than the pile of rats? They've all gone back to their rat pile now. I'm sure other things. Perlite. Oh yeah, I'll tell you about my plants before I go. It's 56 minutes in. Send them to Daniel so they can be lost in customs for a month. Yes. So I have been catching up on a bunch of things this week as well. I'm sure I'll crash and burn at some point, but it's a nice change to be sort of up and perky and on it. So I'll try and milk the on it as much as possible. Although I was going to have today off, but considering I got 2 done, I'm going to do more today. But I've promised Andy that I will play The Walking Dead with him today. So that'll be at least an hour of break, which will probably help because I'll just get out of my book zone. So I've got all these books, I've got my notes, I've got the tablet, and I've got my phone, all with various infos, and it is possibly a beautiful sight actually because I do get in full nerd zone. So anytime he's sort of passed yesterday, he has got a blur of all the thing that I've just learned. So the poor guy's come down to get a drink or something. I'm like, "Did you know that cravats?" Sorry, Dave. So he was like, "What was that about cravats?" Got you. They started a style of cravat because there was an attack. I can't remember the name because I've decided to not go with that style, but the cravat style changed at one point because a ship was attacked and they didn't have time to sort their cravats before they could self-defend. So they wrapped the cravat and then poked them through the 6th hole in their jacket. And then that became a trend. So everyone was doing that and that was cool for a bit. It's mad. It's mad. And the fact, yeah, you'd be like, "Oh, large breeches. Oh, that's so last year. We want these tight breeches now." And the little red heels. Louis what is it? 13th or something. There's a lot of them. A lot of Louis. He made the little red heel popular. So I'm like, "Oh yes, Julie's got to have the little red heels on, like early Louboutins or something." Yeah, it's just really fascinating. I love that, and I love then sharing the info with you. And I would have talked more about the specific people if it wasn't for it already being an hour. But I'm going to do aim to do little videos on them. Even if I don't, I've got my little blogs. So if you look in the comments and you haven't seen anything yet, there's my blog link, and it'll take you to all my ramblings and bad sketches and all that sort of stuff. Is Andy looking for some more facts? What's this? Oh, hey. Andy's been making some cards for our Walking Dead games, and he's knocked up these very unofficial rules. He's been making rules for all of the guinea pigs. So this is so we're going to assume we'll be playing with the guinea pigs later. Gary says hello, Andy.
Hello.
You might have heard that hello back. Quick facting him up, but he can't shush you. Yes. So that's the card for Carol that I think we'll be using. So all the guinea pigs have rules. I must extra state they're highly unofficial, but they give you the thing online to download so you can make your own characters. So I think that's fine. Although Andy just did a bad photocopy, I think. They're a bit grainy. We've got Carol there. So the guinea pigs, they have 1 health. They're absolutely rubbish. I don't think you have to. Yeah, no headshot bonus. So Walking Dead, to get things to die, you have to shoot them to a headshot, or they just get back up again. But if a guinea pig takes 1 wound, it's gone. It's definitely gone. So they've got special rules. They got nerve level none, so they have to nerve test. Basically, they're like little car alarms. We're definitely gonna do one for Zombie Annie. So they've got special rules: weep, where they all make noise, which draws more zombies all the time. They've got a rule called useless, where they can't equip anything. And then, depending on the guinea pig, so this is Carol. Go there. She's got her special attack is spray, which is a 3-inch range shooting attack. Where, yeah, she's constantly spraying wee at Dave to resist his advances. And Nini. Nini's quite a sexual guinea pig, aren't you, Nini? And Carol's very well known for her spray self-defense. So she's got that as a special rule. Oh my god, you're doing it right. You're banned from these mats. Absolutely banned. I think I mentioned before that they'd started eating the terrain. And then they stopped for a bit, but now they're back. So no more of that terrain, pigs. Can't be having that. So yeah, that's one of the rule cards. I'll take some photos later because I've got the cars that I painted up the other week. And I've kind of started on some barriers, so at least the game will look a bit more fun than the photos I put before, where it was just kind of cutouts of the stuff you get in the pack, which is great because I think the starter pack's it's out of production, it's like 35 quid, and does the job, but obviously I want it to look extra cool. Sexual Guinea Pig, one of the forgotten supergroups of the 70s. They did have that one hit. I don't know what the one hit was, but they definitely were on top of the pops. Right, there we go. I think that's it. We've gone over an hour, but hopefully you've enjoyed this, and I've been very enthusiastic, and I hope that you're all like, yes, she's doing community minis again, and you're all super happy about all of that, because again, it's been my source of guilt for some time, so getting some movement on it is ace and feels good as well. Right, I'm going to catch you later. Keep an eye on Baggy's Cave. I'm sure I'll be posting somebody later. I don't know who will get the next research treatment. There's the 4 of them. If you've missed it, the other 4 that I have to finish the research for are Qingxi, Zenobia, Eleanor of Aquitaine, and Black Agnes. We've unlocked up to 13 and 6, I think 7. I'm sure we got Boobalina, the pirate. So 6. So there's 6 more to vote for. I just don't want to busy it up and add to my brain at the moment. So once these 6 are done, then we can start voting on the next 6, basically, which I think will be ace. I might do it in attempt to just do like 1 poll and go the top 6 wins, just to get it moving. We shall see. All right, see you all. Thank you very much for coming along. Nice to see you all as always. Bye.